How dare you question the ghost of Charlie Kirk? Are you suggesting that Charlie could have possibly not had good judgment? Am I suggesting that I've maybe watched a lot of hours of IDTV and it seems like, yeah, it's a kind of a common theme that when people die, you should question the people closest to them? Actually, yeah, I am suggesting that it's like a very high percentage of murders that are committed by somebody else they know.
My beloved ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Nissim Black Show. Always my greatest joy and pleasure to be here with all of you. Listen, there are those people that say, I hate to say I told you so, but I actually don't. I'm actually not feeling like that right now. I'm actually feeling like I'm very happy to say that we told you so, because one of the things we want to do here is we always want to be the bearers of truth. We would love to give over more good news than we've been able to, but we love to be the bearers of truth. We want truth to come out. And what we knew to be true was that Candace Owens was going to back out of going to the TPUSA. We knew that she was going to back out of it. We didn't bite the bullet at all. I'm talking about us. I'm talking about y'all, you and me, right? We knew that Candace was going to back out of going to the TPUSA, no matter how confident that she sounded. We just didn't fall for that. And we knew. So I specifically asked you all, I said, what is going to be the excuse? Go look at the last video. It was called TPUSA Just Exposed Candace Owens So Badly. Go look at it. And when you see that video, you are going to see that I asked and people gave comments and I said, oh, for this reason, she's going to back out. For this reason, she's going to back out, because we didn't bite the bullet. We're not going for any of that nonsense. She backed out. She backed out. That's what it is. You can say, oh, why couldn't she live stream? Why couldn't she do all this other stuff? Let me tell you why she couldn't live stream. The reason why she could not live stream, or why they don't want her to live stream. Listen, if you're live streaming and you're talking, you're doing things virtually, you could sit there and in real time be looking at a teleprompter, giving you information, helping you to win debates. People could be working on the side. And I didn't see anybody mention this yet. Maybe somebody mentioned it, but I have not seen anybody mention that yet that has been talking about this, is that the amount of advantage that you have when you are sitting behind the screen looking at, a teleprompter, or somebody's feeding you information and all you have to do is find easy rebuttals to say what it is to somebody else. When you're live, you don't got all those options. You don't get to hide behind your screen and all this. When you are live, you will have to be faced with all of the accusations, all of the nefarious things and claims that you made will have to all be in front of your face, and you will have to answer for them right there. And so that is one of the biggest reasons why it's much more important. But everybody, it wouldn't be a show if we did not show you Candace in the midst of her backing out.
Tweeted out just now before we went live on the show. Yesterday, we made it clear that we would be scheduling a formal response to allegations and accusations that you have made. We have decided that response will be delivered during a live stream, as he said, a live stream on December 15th. Thank you for your response, letting us know that you will not be joining the in-person conversation. We will be proceeding without you. Why are you proceeding without me?
Well, because you said, Candace, on your Twitter that you are busy. You have a scheduled live stream of your own that day, right? If you're doing your show, it's the last show before the holidays, whatever she's saying, right? So this is what Candace said. And because you did not answer, now you were the same person that said, pick a date, pick a time, and I will what? Be there. I will be there, right? So they put the ball in your court. They put the ball in your court. And then when you say, oh, I have a scheduling conflict. Now, you have literally made your whole entire life existence, your whole career over the last couple of months have been only about this. And then all of a sudden, and what were you going to do on your live stream? Sit up and talk about the very things that they're talking about at TPUSA, but now you have the opportunity to go there and to state your claim and state what it is. Right? So, but you're not doing that. So this is the reason why they're going to do it without you. This is the reason why. I mean, this is, you guys, ABC. To
have a conversation that is about me. Why am I getting 24 hours to respond? Why do you need me there in person if you are trying to be sincere and answer the very many questions that I have brought up on this show?
Because once you're there, like I said, There's nobody to hide behind, no teleprompters, no added information, no show notes, no nothing. Straight up. Say what it is that you've been saying. Put up or shut up, as they say.
You guys weren't even sincere in what you said yesterday. You told some glaring lies about things that I have said. So we're supposed to trust that you guys are going to handle this discussion all by yourselves and respond to any and every allegation. And this isn't just some planned PR for once and for all. Like I said, this is so obvious. He is being completely destroyed in the comments because what's happening at Turning Point, and I've seen this happen before, is they now believe that they are smarter than their audience, right? They think they are smarter than their small pocket donors. They can pull such an obviously crappy public move like this and pretend, well, we tried. You know, she said she could make it work and we tried, but it has to be physically, she needs to be in person, even though we have shown that we have people join us not in person and it's live streamed and we both have the tech abilities to do that. If she doesn't make this work within 24 hours, we can now say that it's on Candace.
Yeah, well, it is on you, Candace. It is on you because you said pick the time, pick the date. She may have said place. I don't know if she said place. It doesn't matter if she said place or not because you were offered to come there in good grace and to show yourself and to say what it is that you have to say. I don't understand how hard that is. Right, we could live stream with people because we're having a live interview. But most of the people that since Charlie Kirk has passed away, I believe most, right, have gone in person. They sat in that chair. They've discussed things with them. So it's very, very much so been the general practice of the TPUSA team. All those who have taken of Andrew Colvin, like all these guys have been bringing people in to have conversations. Right. So you're making a conversation or you're making accusations, I'm sorry, on these people. So they're saying like, come on in, bring all the information. And the reason why it's important is because certain things are just going to show. Certain things are going to show. Now, one of the things that are going to show is that all of those things that you were saying and all those other things that you were, these accusations and different questions that you were asking, once you're there, and you're scrutinized in front of people, then people can go deeply into what you're asking them, and they're not just receiving your monologue to where you're able to say things without any type of rebuttal. So when things are getting a conflict, when there's conflict in the words that you're actually saying, then people can actually critically think and start to think about how smart or how not smart it is, the things that you are saying. So, of course, when you're in person, it's much better and much easier. But we knew you weren't going, Candace. We knew you weren't going. So just, scheduling, out of all the things that could be, that's what I'm saying. Out of all the things that could be, I don't understand that because you had a show scheduled that day, like that, like, I thought you were going to do better than that. I was at least waiting for some crazy conspiracy theory that, there was, Egyptian planes outside your house or something like that. And you can't go because you don't know if I was at least, you got to be more entertaining than this. Come on. You're slipping.
This is a disaster, okay? It is a dumpster fire. That's the only way to describe what is happening at Turning Point USA today and right now is a dumpster fire. Everyone can read this for what it is. As I said, they are getting destroyed in the comments. Like, really, guys? Really? You're not going to just send us a simple live stream link and let us join you? We've had people on this show live streamed. We could have them tomorrow. I said, in response, I said to them, I'll make this work. I also attached to that tweet any day leading up to the 15th. We can do this virtually any place and any time.
But why won't you go? It's not a far flight. Go with security. Go with whatever you need to. Why won't you go? That's the thing. We don't.
But no, they need to have it in person in Phoenix on December 15th, or they cannot have me at all. Is that passing the vibe check for you guys? Or does it seem like more posturing and more of a way for them to simply be in the room with themselves as they all lie without any person in the room to be able to fact check those lies, who have researched those lies and who have kept a list regarding the very many lies they are telling, okay? I maintain that Turning Point is engaged in a cover-up. That is how I feel, okay? And like I said, it pains me to say that because this was once a bright spot in the conservative movement. It is no longer. They are using left-wing tactics, calling us names rather than answering us questions. It's everything Charlie stood against, okay? You don't need to call somebody a...
Listen, I'm sorry. I can't. I can, but I can't. The woman is so manipulative. It is ridiculous. This is absolutely ridiculous to be able to see that, like, she has completely flipped the whole entire thing around, and almost every single thing that she's saying about them really applies to her. She's the one moving the goalposts. She's the one being elusive. She's the one that's being weird about the situation. It's not them. Here's an open invite. Come. You're making accusations. You are saying all these things. So come and show up. Show up and be about it. Don't just, oh my goodness. Here she goes again. I mean, it's never ending with her. Wait, before you get back to the show, I just want to let you know that we have launched Nissim Black Store. All you have to do is go online, order yourself one of these amazing mugs, God is King, with a matching t-shirt. We have a whole plethora of different shirts that are all about representing God wherever you go. As believers in the one true God of Israel, it is our duty not to hide, not to back down, not to shy away from expressing our faith wherever it is that we go. If you want to go and walk righteously before your God with a nice t-shirt, with a nice sweater, with a mug that's reminding us constantly that God is here with us, go to NissimBlack.store and make sure you get yourself some merch. It really helps support this channel and everything that we're doing and everything that we plan to do. And trust me, you don't want to miss it. I thank you all for all of your support. Okay, back to the show.
How dare you question the ghost of Charlie Kirk? Are you suggesting that Charlie could have possibly not had good judgment? Am I suggesting that I've maybe watched a lot of hours of IDTV and it seems like, yeah, it's a kind of a common theme that when people die, you should question the people closest to them? Actually, yeah, I am suggesting that it's like a very high percentage of murders that are committed by somebody else that they know. I think it's like north of 95% of murders. And no matter how many adjectives you assign to people at Turning Point USA, we're not going to accept this narrative.
Okay, so if that's the case, we could look at probable cause. We could look at all these other things. We could look at motives and all these other things like that. Why has Candace not investigated herself? Why has Candace not investigated Nick Fuentes, who was, arguably Charlie Kirk's arch enemy, even though he didn't really acknowledge. Nick definitely acknowledged that Charlie was his problem, so to speak. Why not talk about him, right? I mean, obviously Nick wasn't close to them, so that obviously makes sense why she's making that connection. However, but there's so many other people, is what I'm saying, that could be investigated, including herself. Right. So I don't understand this whole entire, obviously, no, the most obvious thing that there could be, or the most probable thing that happened, was that this Tyler kid killed Charlie Kirk. That is the most likely thing to have happened. His biggest enemies prior to his death was the left, the radical left, and probably Nick Fuentes. And neither one of those places she's looking. Neither one of those places she's looking. She's looking at any and everybody who was close to Charlie, Israel, all the things that were Charlie was even passionate about in his lifetime. The people he was passionate about, the companies, the countries, his faith. That's everything that gets tacked, and everything that would make the most sense. This is what she fails to investigate or ask questions about. I'm just saying.
Okay, we're not going to accept this narrative, especially when you're lying and you won't tell us the relevant portions. Who did he think was going to kill him? Andrew Colvett? Can you tell us, Andrew? Can you tell us, Blake Neff? Can you tell us, Mikey McCoy?
And you can't say that it's ridiculous until you just realize how ridiculous it actually is. Now, listen, I want to put all this together. I just had a clip come in from my team right now. Shout out again to Milk Bar for Nathan Livingstone. I always butcher his name, and it's like a normal name. I don't understand how I even do that. But anyway, he put together this clip just so you guys could see actually the contrast of what happened immediately after Candace said that she accepts, and then where we stand today. You have got to watch this clip.
If Candace is available, we would sincerely welcome her participation in that live stream at our studio here in Phoenix. At this point, we believe the ball is back in her court.
So I accept it with whistles and bells, everything. I fully accept. You can pick the place. You can pick the time at 4 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. local time on Monday, December 15th from Charlie's Phoenix studio. Our offer from yesterday holds. If Candace wishes to join us in person in Phoenix, you can pick the place. You can pick the time. Obviously, leading up to Christmas, that's the last week of our show. Obviously, it's a pretty busy week. You can pick the place, you can pick the time, but no, they need to have it in person in Phoenix on December 15th, or they cannot have me at all.
I'm just saying, ladies and gentlemen, there's the proof right there. So all you people who have been, you follow Candace and you are, thinking that, I seen somebody say, oh, it's 2026. And how could it be that this is that it have to be in person? It has to be something that's a person. It has to be in person because Candace said that she would accept an in-person invite. I don't understand that. And then when she gets to switch and say, oh, no, I'm not going to come in person. And everybody goes, yeah, she shouldn't have to come in person. Listen, unfortunately, to her audience, you guys are just as bad as she is. Almost just as bad as she is. But ladies and gentlemen, I want you to see, I have a clip from Tim Pool. Now, Tim Pool, obviously, I don't agree with every single thing that Tim Pool says, but he's been going at Candace. I appreciate his pushback against all of her rhetoric and her nonsense, or whatever the case is. And unfortunately, I heard just recently he was there was an attempt on him that they were shooting actually or shot up his house or something like that. So that should never happen, whether I agree or disagree with him on things or whatever the case is. However, he said something, but I want you guys to first see this tweet from Candace Owens. Now, if you to look at this tweet, and shout out to Jamie Mitchell. So I'm confused. She said, didn't Candace Owens say that anytime, any place? I knew this fraud would back down, just like we did, right, guys? We knew this. Confronted with any questions about her crackpot conspiracies, and the whole shtick crumbles like a house of cards. And now let's read what Candace says. Kind of weird that you didn't email me or call me and ask. Did she email them when she was making accusations? Did she email TPUSA? No, she did not. And all of this is, I have another tweet I want to show you. All of this is really just a ploy. Now, I'm so sorry to whoever made this tweet, because when my team sent me this is where it was cut at. But if you can see it, this live chat over here, right? On every live stream that Candace Owens makes, tens of thousands of dollars come in just from the fans. It says, I don't think people quite grasp how much financial incentive Candace has to further her theories. And people don't make any sense. Look at this down there. Somebody's giving her $500, telling you may need some help with some legal fees. Go Max, right? This is unfortunate that we live in a world today where people are willing to fall for so much nonsense. And that's what we're doing here. So when people are asking, what does it matter with Candace? Why are we busy with this or whatever? No, we are taking part and help with God from the beginning of creation. What do I mean by that? Now, listen to what I'm saying to you. Listen to me very closely. From the beginning of time, from the beginning of the Bible, from Bereshit, from Genesis, right? God is making a separation and a distinction, light from darkness, land from water, the upper skies to the lower sky, right? God is making a distinction of all the animals in their kind, and these ones according to their kind and their kind or whatever. This is literally what you call sanctification and holiness, to make a separation, right? Ultimately, separation is a sanctification, that bringing something holy or separating from other things is bringing it even close to you. But to make a distinction, to have clarity between what is right and what's wrong, what is truth, what is a lie, is extremely important. For it has everything to do with why we are all here, to be able to have clarification of what is true and what is false. I want you guys to see this clip from Tim Pool, because Tim Pool has not been letting up, regardless. And like I said, regardless if I agree with his stance and how things have changed for him also in Israel, he's also joined some of that camp. Anybody who's speaking comments, they got a little something left. If they can recognize this nonsense from Candace Owens, they at least got a little something left. Tim Pool.
He says Tim, I work in construction and experience the same thing. My coworkers are all in on the Charlie Kirk conspiracies. If the Republicans lose in the midterms, I believe that Candace Owens is wholly responsible.
Absolutely agree. Absolutely agree. She has made it her life's work to completely uproot any camaraderie of whatever was left on the right. I believe that.
She is one of the biggest podcasts on the right, doing everything to go to war with the organization that helped get Trump elected. Turning Point specifically was going out and registering people to vote. Without Charlie, it's in trouble. Turning Point needs to be able to go out and rally young people and register them to vote. And she's doing everything she can to destroy that. And that is going to, I suppose, it's going to rip out the coffers on the right. There is no organization like Turning Point that exists anywhere else that has the resources and the reach.
Because she for sure is not doing anything. She's already turned her back on Trump. She's turned her back on the Republican Party. Honestly, people still following her on the right as if she's of the right, but she's far gone.
And without Charlie, I'm not sure that they can make it. But I can tell you this, Candace lighting a Molotov and throwing it through the window is not helping. And it's the most demoralizing thing ever. Additionally, all of the cowards on the right who are too scared to say anything about her, because she tweets at me talking or whatever, and then a bunch of people come and flood our chat. I could give a single flying. You can come and you can burn everything I have to the ground, and I will happily live in a van down by the river. I don't care to be number one. I don't need to be number one. What I care about is what is true and what will help this country and what works. And she is a scumbag, okay? And she's getting worse every day. And she crossed the line.
And I agree. I agree with him 1,000% on this. 1,000%. And I think the truth is that all of us really agree about this. She is destroying the Republican Party. She's destroying lives. And we need to call things for what they are. She's destroying lives. That's what she's doing. And when the opportunity comes for her to have any any bit of integrity, any bit of being able to actually, come forth with all that you let us see for real. Because when you're at home and you're doing your live stream and all the other stuff, it's it looks like you're up for an Emmy. I can't buy it. None of it looks realistic. So let's see you real time in front of people that you're making these accusations. And I know I heard Officer Tatum talking about if she debates, you better bring your A game and all that, which Candace has had some great debates in the past, right? But today, I don't think she's holding. I really don't think she's holding. I think she's coming up with so much nonsense, so much garbage, and everybody who has any least bit of common sense, they smell it, they see it, and it's easily refutable. Nothing about the things that she's been saying is it's just easily refutable. So I don't think they have to work that hard. My personal opinion, I don't think they have to work that hard. Let me know what you guys think. Please make sure you leave a like, subscribe. If you're not subscribed, what are you doing? What are you doing already? If you haven't subscribed, just tell me what you're doing with all your time here and you haven't subscribed yet. What you doing? So make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit the notification bell, please, and serve God or live trying. See you on the next video. I don't have to tell you that in our fast-paced lives, we rarely stop to just breathe, to reconnect ourselves with Hashem and with our purpose. And that's why I'm really excited to tell you about Kavana, an incredible new app that helps bring mindfulness and Jewish spirituality into everyday life. It's filled with guided meditations, music, sleep stories, quick 1-minute pauses, and daily inspiration, all designed to help you live with more Kavana, with more intention, more presence, and more meaning. And right here on the Kavana app, I will be releasing a brand new guided Hitbodedut series, a powerful journey into personal prayer and connection with the Creator. So go download the Kavana app today, sign up, and join me for the course.